Peacock has given us a beautiful Happy New Year's gift because they gave us the first 7 minutes of season 3 of The Traitors. To everyone who has asked, have I seen the drop of the trailers? Yes, I have. However, I didn't see it last night with the rest of you all. I just watched it. It is now 4:30 p.m. my time. I have been in bed all day because I went to the club last night. And that was a horrible mistake. It was a horrible mistake. Like, I'm 31 years old. In 3 months, I will be 32. And this was not a good idea. But nonetheless, my hangover finally subsided. I DoorDashed some tomato and chicken soup from Smashing Tomato. And while I was eating it, I decided I needed to check out what all of y'all have been asking me about on Peacock. And oh my gosh, can you believe that they dropped the first 7 minutes of the first episode of Traitor Season 3. So I turn it on, and my first initial thoughts are, where is Boston Rob? Where is Boston Rob? Is this going to be another situation where he's like a Kate and comes in midway through? Because I really thought that was going to be the case for him, because he's just such an easy first target. My next thought was about Brittany and Danielle. The two of them were definitely at heightened emotions at the filming of this, because you have to realize this filmed not that long after Reindeer Games wrapped. So maybe like a couple of months after, maybe like 2 or 3 months. So it was fresh. And so to see them crying, it does show that they do really love each other, and Brittany does feel really sorry for what she did to Danielle. So that makes me feel better, because I have been, even though I love Brittany, I have been a little bit upset by her. I also am very upset that Danielle is not one of my Traitors draft picks, because like I said on the podcast, Danielle is getting her lick back. Miss Danielle Reyes will be getting her lick back on Brittany. I really feel that in my bone. But the reason I did not pick Danielle as a draft pick is because I do think that Brittany and Danielle will be huge targets in the same way that Tony and Jeremy and maybe Carolyn Weiger. I don't know. Let's talk about Carolyn Weiger. Carolyn concerns me for many reasons, because I really thought she was going to be a chaotic player. And just in the few seconds of clips I saw of her, I'm already like, she's gonna be chaotic. Another thought I had was when Bob Harper and Bob the drag queen hugged and said that they're both named Bob. Why am I feeling like they're gonna be in an alliance together? Why do I want that to happen so deeply in my bones? And listen, Bob Harper is one of my draft picks, and I wanted Bob the drag queen. Like, it was either I was picking Bob Harper second or Bob the drag queen second, and sadly Sarah took Bob the drag queen for me, so I didn't have that opportunity. But I think it was Sarah. I think Sarah has Bob the drag queen. But I do feel like that could be a dynamic duo. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, my thoughts on Boston Rob. So this is going to be a major spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the trailer episode / first 7 minutes of the first episode, you need to go watch it and then come back here, because I don't want to ruin this for you. But what happens is there's like an army of cloaked people with traitors masks on, and our beautiful host, Alan Cummings, is like, yeah, so I need this person to step forward, and all of the other army people go away, and the one masked guy comes forward, and he's like, here's the deal. This is actually not anything other than another person who wants to join the game. He wants to play with all of you, and this is how this is going to work. If you decide that you want to allow this person to enter the game, you're going to step forward and you're going to shake my hand. And when you do that, now you have the opportunity to immediately take somebody else out of the game. Now, I am confused on how exactly this is going to work. I'm confused as if it's like they only need one person to step forward, and the first person that does it gets to have somebody go out. Or is it like everybody steps forward that wants him to go, shakes his hand, and picks somebody to go, and then among those, let's say there's 3 people. Among those 3 people, then they have to fight to stay in the competition. Like, I don't know. I'm confused as to how that's going to work. It seems like whoever's going to step forward first gets the opportunity to boot somebody from the game. So anyways, immediately Brittany Haynes is like freaking out in her confessional. She's like, oh no, this is Danielle's first opportunity. And while I do think Danielle is going to get her lick back on Brittany, I don't think she's going to do it right there. I just don't think that's the time for Danielle to do something like that. And I think she's smarter than that. Because Brittany and Danielle had that whole crying and apologizing moment together, so I do think that this is time for Danielle to use Brittany as an ally for a little while. And when it's time to get her lick back, she needs to get it back, and she needs to get it back good. And I do believe she will do that. But I don't think she's going to do it right now. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I've seen some speculation on whether Tony or Jeremy will throw one or the other under the bus. I don't think so. They did seem happy to see each other. And they did seem like they would maybe align together. What I can see happening is crazy Carolyn Weiger. I could see her walking up and being like, yeah, let's let him in, which would be a terrible move, but I could see her doing something like that. I also think it's possible that no one's going to do it. I also think it's very possible that no one is going to want to do something like that. I mean, why would you? It's Boston freaking Rob. Also, it puts a huge target on his back to feel like he might be cast as a traitor, I feel. I mean, if I was playing the game, I would be like, oh, whoever this is probably going to be a traitor. I do think now that if Boston Rob comes into the game, that he would be a faithful. I don't know why I'm feeling that way. I really felt like Boston Rob was going to be cast as a traitor and be a first boot, and I was like, freaking out when Sammy picked Boston Rob on the draft because I was like, ooh, not a good move. And while it might still not be a good move, I'm just not so sure that after all of this, he will still be cast as a traitor. Not an initial traitor. He might be a recruit, but not an initial traitor. Anyways, I am very curious to know more of your all's thoughts. I've had several of you message me asking me my thoughts, so I thought I would make this video. I know it's long, but these are my thoughts. And this, honestly, me giving this video right now is feeling like BB live feed updates, and it feels good. I just feel really happy to have this show starting because this is a show that I love. I truly love the Traitors. It is so fun, and I'm obviously not going to be giving you play-by-plays of everything that happened, but what I am going to be doing on the Traitors is I will be telling you my thoughts on everything that happened. You don't need a play-by-play. You can watch the show. But my thoughts, absolutely. Stick around because I'll be giving you all my thoughts so long as TikTok is still here. And if TikTok isn't still here, I'll be doing it on Instagram, YouTube, another place, Blue Sky, Twitter. So please go to the LINKMIBIO and you will find my link tree and you can follow me on all of my socials that way. Okay, bye.